So I want to talk about some of the ways that God has tested me. And two things that he has tested me on has been vengefulness, right? Being vengeful. He tested my trust in him again. And he has been really testing my boundaries, right? He wants to make sure that before he elevates me, that I am very, very, very secure with my boundaries because this is something that I've struggled with my entire life from being too nice. And it is important that when I get into these big rooms and when I get into these places where people will test my boundaries, that I enforce those boundaries. Okay. And I'm gonna share some of the ways that he has tested me in this. And he has not only tested me in this in the physical realm, but he has also tested me in this in my dreams. That's what is a confirmation that these have been tests for me, right? So when this man at iFix Smartphones and Holiday did me so dirty and changed out the insides of my iPad to crappier ones to where I can't even use that iPad anymore, barely for anything, and I was super upset initially because I couldn't even afford the initial price he was giving me, and I was gonna go somewhere else, and then he matched that price for $50 more, and was giving it to me the same day, and did me so dirty, and I was just so incredibly upset, right? And I wanted to burn this place down. I'm not even kidding. I was not seriously, but I didn't believe in God. I was so upset at this man that I could have really actually burned this place down. But I knew that obviously I couldn't take the situation into my own hands, even though I did fail this test. I did fail this test in real life, and I did fail this test in my dream. I did, because I wrote 10 bad reviews. I wrote 10 bad reviews, but I was so upset, and I kept while I'm writing these reviews, right? I was, I kept getting the thought that I have to trust in God. I have to trust that God will avenge me. I have to trust that. But I was just I didn't, you don't understand the boil of my blood, right? But these are things that obviously, even though I preach and I talk about it, we are only human. That's what I'm saying. Like, I like to share my experiences because I am human. We're all human, okay? We're not perfect. So we can have knowledge of something and still do the wrong thing. Because, we can be controlled by our emotions at times, and sometimes when these emotions are so strong, and the way that he did me dirty was so bad because he knew my situation and everything I was going through and still did me like this. It boiled my blood so hot, so hot, that I'm serious. Like, I was so upset that the right reviews thing was not the worst that I was willing to do, but I couldn't, right? And I stopped writing bad reviews and everything. And that was like, oh my God, I was gonna go so far with this. I really was. But I kept getting in the back of my head, like, God will avenge me. And everyone that has done me dirty, every single person that has done me dirty, God has avenged me like crazy. That's why I told him, like, I'm genuinely scared for him. I'm genuinely scared for him because before he even did anything bad, he was like, well, I hope that God blesses me. And that was his test. And he mortally failed his test. Like, I genuinely believe that he might even lose his store. And that's because, like, God really does avenge me so hard, though, like with anybody, like everyone. And it's so bad. Like, because I told him, I'm scared for you. I'm scared for you. And I told him that you will never forget me. When when the thing that's gonna happen to you happens, you will never forget me. They will never forget me, and they're gonna see. But that's fine. So he tested me. I failed in trusting his. I mean, I still trust in his avengement of me, but in taking revenge, right? Taking revenge because I wrote 10 bad reviews, right? So, and then he tested me again on this in my dream. So I had a dream where these people were shooting at us, right? This was a bad dream, okay? And they were shooting at us, and my family was in the car and everything. And I got out of the car and I had a gun in my hand. And before I made a decision to whether or not shoot this person back, right? I had the thought, because he didn't actually hurt any of us, he was just shooting at us. And I still shot him. And oh my gosh. Don't mess with me. So, and then the dream just went horrible after that. The whole dream was then having to protect myself and running away and all this stuff because they got all these people, right? And now, like, and not only did I have to, like, defend us against this person, but everyone that they brought. So it just made everything worse, right? What was the thing with the dream? That revenge only makes everything worse for you, right? Because energetically, that still comes back to you, you know? And it's never, ever, ever good or in your best interest to get your hands dirty. It's not. God will do that for us. He will avenge us. So he tested me in real life and he tested me in my dream, and I failed both of those tests. It's okay. So what does that mean? That he's probably going to test me again. He's going to probably put me now in another situation again where this something similar, whatever, and I feel these depths of emotions and all this stuff, and I'm until I pass the test, okay? Because I failed it, and it's fine, whatever. So we move on. We get tested again. That's what I had said before. We get tested again, and we have another test to pass. So unfortunately, I probably will have to go through something like this again, and unfortunately. But I'm gonna pass next time. I'm not gonna take it into my own hands. Unless he wants to test me again in a dream to not test me in real life. Hopefully, until I pass it in my dream, hopefully, who knows? But then another big thing that he's been testing me on is my boundaries, right? And my phone had cut off a few times, so I don't even know what I had said before. But he wants to make sure that I stick to my boundaries before he elevates me, because when I get into these rooms with these really big people or in these situations, I have to enforce my boundaries, right? Because I'm gonna have a lot of people pushing my boundaries. It's just part of it. Well, once you elevate, okay? And he tested me again, this in real life and in my dreams. So I had made a friend here at my apartment complex, and she, from the beginning, I was very confused with her because when I had met her, it was during a time where I was really getting ahead, right? And I just wasn't sure if she was like sent to distract me or like what this was, right? Because I was like, what are the odds that someone would come in and I would really click them with them really well and stuff, right? When I'm getting to the point where I'm going to like break out of like this that I'm in, and where I needed all my time and all my energy, but I really fucked with her. like I liked her a lot as a friend, like she was really cool and everything. But I was just so confused. Like, why would I meet someone that I mesh with really well at this point in my life, right? So, and one of the things that I noticed and revealed to me that she was just a distraction and she wasn't sent to be my friend, but she was sent to distract me, was that when she would hit me up was always when I was in flow, was always when I was going to do something important, right? So let's say like I would put off working on my ebook, right? I met her when I was doing my ebook. So if I would put off to working on my ebook to like, let's say 5 p.m., at 4:53, she would text me to hang out with me, right? And that happened quite a few times, right? If I told her, oh, like I can't hang out because of this and this, like I until I finish this and I'll go and I'll celebrate. Like she would invite me to go to the pool and I would tell her, I need to finish this up first. Like, I need to finish my ebook. I need to get my house all clean. I need to do this before I go and am able to do this. I had to miss lots of pool days, whatever, but she would continue to invite me. She would continue to push, and then another thing was that she would ask me to watch her daughter all the time, and I didn't let her, though. Like, again, like I passed this test. I passed the boundaries one. Thank goodness, because I'm just not letting anybody get in the way of my dreams. Nobody's getting in the way of the success of for me and my son. Okay, no one's that important. Not even like just no one at this point. Not even my family. Like I said, I cut them off. Like I am willing to cut absolutely anybody off because I want this more than anything at this point. All right. And I don't have the time to waste. Okay. I'm 27 years old. I don't have it. So, and I would explain to her, I couldn't watch her daughter. Like, I'm in a very tough situation. I need all my time. I don't have a job, everything. I put everything into my dreams. I just don't have it right now. And that I cannot watch her. And she would continue to test my boundaries. She would continue to ask me and everything every single week. And even when I even told her, because whenever they would come over, I realized that the house would be messy and stuff. And this is something that I'm trying to work my way out of, like staying clean. And I haven't been this way long enough to have extra mess, to have extra, I just haven't. I've only been at the best close to the best version of myself for a very short amount of time. So I would notice when they would come and the house would be messy for a couple of days. And I just couldn't risk that anymore. So I told her that I didn't want them coming to the house anymore, because I was honest to her about everything. I just haven't been this version of myself very long. And I just need to make sure that I can keep up with everything. And she would still ask me, and it was just weird, right? So after this last time that she asked me to watch her daughter, I cut the friendship off. I told her that I had to cut her off because she was disrespecting my boundaries, okay? Because she's been making me feel uncomfortable by continuing to ask me something that I already verbally told her that I couldn't do, okay? And it wasn't enough for her to just be friends. Even though I cut it off, it wasn't enough for her because she couldn't just not ask me. She couldn't just not respect the things that, my boundaries. So, and what's crazy is that God revealed to me that this wasn't even a friend, because even when I cut her off or whatever, like, she just took no accountability. Like, she would just be like, oh, I only asked you twice. And one of those people where it was just, I was like, wow, thank goodness. Like, she really was sent to distract me. She was sent to distract me. And if I didn't have my boundaries up, she would have distracted me. She would have taken all my time. If I was just too nice, like I've always been, like, it would have completely taken me out of my purpose, taking me out of alignment. Thank goodness that I'm in a place right now where I'm not letting any of that happen to me. And not at all. Because I have already been through this so many times. So many people have always been sent to distract me. And they've all held me back, that I eliminated all distractions. That's it, and she would just got upset and everything. And when I explained to her why I couldn't be friends, I told her I still had so much love for her and her daughter. I just couldn't watch her daughter. I'm not in that place. My son needs me. He needs me at my fullest potential. He needs me to get us ahead for us. He needs me, and then she really she said that I'm selfish and I only care about myself. And that was the revelation. I was like, oh my God, because I gave them food. Like, when we went to the pool, like, I brought even more food to the pool. Like, I took care of her daughter one time, twice, if not even, but that second time was for a very short amount of time, and when I said no, when I removed myself, right, she came back and, like, called me selfish, and she, attacked me, even though I didn't do absolutely anything wrong. All I did was enforce my boundaries. And that's why it's so important to have boundaries. I'm so happy that I had my boundaries, because these people will take advantage, and they don't deserve it. They're not worth it, okay? So it was revealed to me, and I just was so grateful that I listened to my intuition. And even one time she asked me, like, because I told her, like, I know, when someone is good or bad, like, I know. And she's like, oh, what do you think of me? And I said, well, I was confused, and I was honest. And the thing is, like, in the back of my head, I know that anybody that I'm confused about it is not godly. Because when someone is the right person, whatever the case, you are not confused. Like, it is like black or white, one or the other. So when someone brings you confusion is the devil, you guys. Okay. And that was my that's why I had to listen to my gut. Like, and even though I should have cut her off in the beginning, I just vibed with her so well. But that's what the devil does, you guys, or God, even, because he wants to continue to test us, right? He will send people that we vibe with, make them seem perfect, make them seem all these things, but they're meant to distract us. But the one thing that you will always have to give you that kind of, like, reassurance is that you will be confused about this person. Okay, you'll be confused about, are they a good person or are they not? If that's a question, then no. Okay, let them go. All right, and so he also tested me this in my dream. Okay, so last night I had a dream, and in my dream it was like this, like, older man, right? And I had just met him. I think like, all of us were having, like, a dinner. He was just a random person. It wasn't like we were dating or anything like that. And he went to go give me a kiss here. He went to go give me a kiss here. And he was about to give me a kiss, I don't know where, And I was like, whoa. Stop real quick, all right? If you're going to give me a kiss on the cheek, your mouth needs to be closed, all right? And I forgot what other things I said, but I stopped him in his tracks, all right? I stopped him. I said, no. That's not how you're going to kiss me on the cheek. That's not, because he was like, like, it was just so disgusting. And, like, and before, if something like that would happen to me in a dream or whatever, like, I just wouldn't even say anything, because I was always just too nice. Like, And that's why it's so important to respect yourself and love yourself most, more than anybody. Because when you love yourself most, then you don't let anybody cross your boundaries. You're not gonna care about that guy's emotions more than you care about your own emotions and how you feel. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I just wanted to share the different ways that God has been testing me. Believe it or not, the what I'm going through with the like being low on money, or what happened with my iPad, those things are tests, and they're also done for other reasons, right? God could possibly not want me to use my taxes money. He probably wants me to try to get my eyelash serums ahead, right? And then have that extra money. Who knows what he wants, right? But the thing is that we just have to trust in him. We need to trust that he's the all-powerful creator. He knows the plan. We just need to follow the directions. All right? Be aware of all the different ways God is testing you. Be aware, because he is testing us all the time. He's still testing me all the time. I'm still failing or passing tests. But the difference is that I am aware of the ways that he's testing me. Okay? And I'm very excited. Hopefully, I know that the next time that something happens to me that hurts me so bad, that I will not be vengeful. And I've never been vengeful. That's the thing. So many people have done me so dirty. And I've never taken anything into my own hands. And it's because so many people have done me so dirty. And then this guy did me so dirty that I was so upset. I was just so upset. I'm like, I'm so tired of people doing me dirty. I'm so tired of it, you know? But God knew how to push my buttons, right? He knows like what's gonna make you feel that way. He knows that I'm at a point that I'm so strong, that he has to take, like, it needs to hit me hard, and it needs to be something big enough to bring those emotions out of me in order for it to actually be a test for me. Because if it's too easy, then it wouldn't be a test. All right? Okay, guys, have a good day.